Good afternoon, Ranga.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon. And now I start my classes. MES 16 Educational Research. Uh, Last class, I discussed this research. I also discussed about the how knowledge are generated, and I also discussed about the scientific method of research. Today, I am discussing most important area of the research, but all we are neglecting in this area. But it is the most important part any research, not only the social science, but every type of research. On the basis of the knowledge and acquiring knowledge, generating knowledge, help us to identify problems and write the statement of the problem. So I already discussed about the how I or we identify the research problem. But one think what I am telling is now that research is a organized inquiry. Anyone, can you give any views? What is research? What is research? Can anyone tell me what is research?
Sir, research is about looking into a topic and trying to understand it in greater depth using various processes like survey and collecting data and so on.
Okay, it's not the topic. One, it is the right to say identify the problem. Topic means it is the title, but identify the problem and the various ways we use for the solving this problem. So these are the different methods and different types of the research also. Is there anyone, can you tell me what is research?
Sir, research means re means again, and search means to inquire about something and investigate to get some information or data.
Okay. Right. That a research means it is a researching or inquiry, but it was the organized inquiry. This organized inquiry means that we are follow the some scientific steps, we are follow the some scientific method for collecting the data or inference or outcome of that research. So today I am discussing the most important part, that this organized research is a systematic and logical study of an issue or a problem or a phenomena through scientific method. Again, I repeat now, research is a systematic and logical study of an issue or a problem or a phenomena through scientific method. In our field of education, it is basically based on the social science. We know that social science research also use some various methods that Dipon rightly said, that is the survey, case studies, experimental. So different types of methods we are used in our social science research also. But today I am concentrating my discussion, that is the most important part, that is the review of literature. It is very neglected by the researcher, by the supervisor, by the guide. But it is my opinion, it is the most important part, that review of literature. And this review of literature, why we review the previous literature? Because research is not only the finding some data or finding some inference from that data or from the getting the outcome from that problem. Now, in our social science research, it's based on utility oriented. First point, it is the utility oriented. When I am talking with the students or the doing dissertation work, then I will advise them, be careful to selecting your problem. Because of that, this problem must be a utility oriented. It must be noted that it is not a pure or basic research, because there are different types of the research, that is the basic research and applied research, or basic research or fundamental research. There is a different type of the research also. I am not discussing today about this fundamental research or basic research or the applied research, because today I am concentrating only the review of literature. Next class I will discuss about the research, how to write the research problem, and what are the formats of that research problem. Now, so it must be a noted that it is not a pure or basic research, because it is a social science research. It is applied, application oriented, and action oriented research. So what I am telling you now, that is the most core aspect I am considering, is the most important aspect of these course for the social science research, as well as in the field of the education also. One is the utility oriented, it is applied, it is application oriented, and it is also a action oriented research also. If you not think that it is not your aim to contributing to or extending the knowledge in a given field like the education, I know it. It has a tendency to contribute to the knowledge in the given field, but obviously the research towards the better practice in our society also. So in this MA in education, when you are doing any research, dissertation work or any research problem, it is the ground for the practicing the research problem. But you are not thinking that under this research you will getting the PhD degree. But it is the groundwork for the practicing the different methodology you are applying in your education field now. Because only we get the 6 or 7 months for the doing in the research. So you are practicing here now. So that is the basic principle. How you will conducting that type of research. So the basic principle of any research, it is my opinion, but it is not based on your any theoretical textbook. It is what it is from my private. It is my own experience, because when I did the research for the different area with our research scholars also, we find out that we are facing that problem for the scholars. From that experience, we are find out these are the basic principles for any research. First, it is the preliminary investigation. For any research, it is need to for the preliminary investigation of your problem. And after the preliminary investigation, then you are theoretically embodying with this problem. That you can select your problem from your experience, from your observations, from your any books or journals. These are the preliminary investigations. then you are theoretically embedding this problem and you try to empirical testing of that problem and its documentation and reflection on process and outcome now. When you are start your research problem, that you keep in your mind, these are the basic four principles, then your quality of research is good. Otherwise, you are facing the lot of problems. First, it is the need for the preliminary investigation. Second, it is the theoretical embedding. Third, it is the empirical testing. Fourth, it is the documentation, analysis, and reflection on process and outcomes also. It is my opinion. And on this basic principle, it is my feeling, it is my feeling that review of literature is essential part for the every researcher. First for the selection or identifying the any problem. Because if we ask you, can you give you any idea or can you tell me any problem? Then immediately you will tell me that this is a problem. Then if we ask, why are you selecting this problem? Then you told me that from my experience or from my theoretical orientation of that book, these are the background of the selecting of the problem or identifying of the problem. When we ask the student, can you write any problem? Because all you have submitted your assignment with the research problem. I thoroughly check it. But few of them, you are rightly selected the problem. Majority of that selecting the as a problem casually or from the net or from the other sources now. Because of that, when you're selecting a problem, a more intensive and systematic preliminary investigation of task and problem and context is made. How many you are doing this process for identifying the problem? Can anyone tell me? How many you are doing this process, the intensive and systematic preliminary investigation of your problem and that content which you made in your problem? Anyone? No one.
Sir, when we're looking at a problem, sometimes we are often seeing that there's previous literature or even work or even deep research being done on it. Do you think it would be a good a problem to take up, or should we look at spaces where lesser work has been done?
Now, I know it because it is rightly said, but when you are finished your assignment,
Mm-hmm.
is when you are just listening your problem, then this intensive study you have done.
I I wouldn't admit that I have done intensive study. I've just done a brief overview, probably.
But it is not possible. It is not possible. It is not possible. Truly, truly, truly. Because of that, if this counseling session, it is after the writing your finished your assignment and after the submitting your assignment, then the counseling session will start now. But if we before it is happening, then I think you will be careful for writing your assignment also. But it is unfortunately that you have submitted your assignment and the counseling will start. It is not problem. But what I am telling you now, because it is your assignment. But when you will submit your research proposal for dissertation work, then it is necessary for intensive and systematic preliminary investigation of your problem and the content, and you take very seriously. Because of that, the format is given there that what are the rationality of that study now? What is the significance of that study? When you are right this significance or rationality of the study, then some touching and accurate information is needed for writing of your research proposal. So for this reason, that these analyses, it is the acknowledged from the literature. From where we are getting this information? Obviously from the literature. And researching more and more accurate this literature, your problem is very good. So for this reason, the typical activities in my discussion is now literature review is also important. You also discuss or consulting with the expert analysis of available example for your related proposal or related purpose what you are doing now. You analyze several times that is it possible to doing this research, because when you will submit your proposal, then most of the proposal is not accepted by us. Because of that, you have no groundwork about this problem now. If we ask you what method you are applying, if you are not giving this proper answer, then it is a great problem. How you are collecting the data, how you analysis this data, these are the different types of the questions the guide or supervisor will ask. What is this? Well, I am concentrating today only the brief review of the related literature. These are the two important parts for the review of related literature. First, it is the theoretical background of the problem. Theoretical background of the problem. Say, for example, you are selecting the marginalized student. Asking, you have any idea about the marginalized student? Because you are writing your proposal with this title that you are doing your research with the marginalized population of your students now. So you have the theoretical background of that problem means about the marginalized population of the students. Second point is that this research already carried out in this area. First, it is the theoretical background of the problem. Second, it is the research work already carried out in the area. These are the most two important parts for the review of literature. This research work already carried out in this area. Obviously, the latest research trend means it is the last 3 years. Few days back, one review of literature came in my mail now from some of the African scholars. But I suddenly find out they give their information in 1920s, very early. But I write to mail now. But it is not happening because of that. The problems they exist during that time. But you are writing your review of literature last 10 years on. The latest research trend pertaining to the problem should also mention in the section of this review of literature means last 10 years. The researcher has also made it clear about his or her problem that has roots in the existing literature. Because your problem that is already existing in your review of literature. But you find out the root of your problem. Because today, for the opportunity of the use of the net, you are downloading the problems and you copy and paste this research problems now. And this is the major problem for the researchers as well as the supervisors also. And for this reason, the concept of plagiarism that can easily testified that it is by the plagiarism test that it is the more than 40% it is copy from the Google. It is illegal. It is punishable. Not the researcher, but the guides also. So much doing your research work. Take time to sign your research proposal. Responsibility to check this plagiarism that it is not copied from the previous research work now. So the researcher has to make it clear that these are our problem has the roots in the existing literature. And for this reason, you need the further research and exploration. You feel it, you think it, that these are the root of the problem. You need for further research and the exploration. So review of literature is the most important for the researcher now. So what are the ways? There is a very simple way is now by reviewing several similar studies. By reviewing the several similar studies that describe the most important and recent ones, the marginalized. Just to find that the similar studies done by the different researchers across and also Indian context. This is the most importance for reviewing the several similar studies. This indicates that your research work has updated review of your review of literature. This is the mirror of your research. That everything is given in your review of literature. That is the updated review of the related literature. And after that, then the section of the review of literature that is already reviewed by the previous research, we should conclude with a discussion of findings of that research and their implications. Then what you write in the review of literature? You are writing your review of literature section with the discussion, with discussion of that findings and their implications. And from these findings and implications, the researcher identify the research gap. What you identify? You are identifying the research gap. These gaps which help the researcher in building a strong rational, for the purpose of your study. That is to define in your research problem as a rational of the study, or the significance of the study. The significance of the study or rationality of your study, it is based on your review of literature. So review of literature is the most important, but we are neglecting this area. Always we are thinking about the different types of research. We are talking about the different methods of research. But if you clear idea and pertinent information or research gaps in your mind, then obviously your problem should be a quality of problem. Everybody clear what I am telling you now?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir. Is there any doubt?
So you said that we should look at the previous research.
Yeah.
So how do we search for various research, previous research?
That is for the book or journal.
Okay.
That is the book or journal. For this reason, there is an important factor in your research or dissertation, that is the references and the bibliography. That is reflected that which type of journal you study and the which type of book you are studying. That is the most important part, is the bibliography and the references also. To study the journal. Okay, sir?
Thank you, sir.
Next part. The rationality of the study. What is right in your rationality of your study, or rational of the study, or significance of the study? Something is different from the format of the different universities and different uh, departments. They all use the different type of formalities, or the different formalities and formats also. But conception is the key. Conception is the same. That some will say it is the significance of the study, some will say it is the rationale of the study, some will say it is the background of the study. Everything will be clear, which is respected, which tries to focus on why of the particular study. Means this is the answer of why of that particular study. Means why this problem, why this problem you are selecting as a specific problem in your research problem. That is the question. Why this problem? That when you are talking with the any guide, they will ask you this type of why question. Why you selecting this problem? If you give the right answer, then if you satisfy the guide, then he or she the accept this research proposal. Okay. Then today I am not discussing about that part. The last class, when Tuesday, when I am talking with this class, then I will discussing about this part now. That is the why the variable. That is the most important part in the research is that in the research design, it is the variable. Dependent variable, independent variable, and so many variables we use in the research work also. So that is the first question is why this problem. Second question, why this variable? Third question, why the sample? These three are used in your title of any research problem.
Sir, can you repeat the last one?
Okay. Why this problem it is the past. Second, why these variables. Third, why these sample, S-A-M-P-L-E, sample,
Okay.
sample. Today I am not discussing about this research design because it's the vast area of the research design now. But these are the three important parts in your title of your problem. When you write your title in your problem, that three areas are reflected and you have confidence about these three areas. Say for example, that is sample is means you are doing your research to the marginalized students. These are your samples. What you take, what you searching of that marginalized students, their academic achievement. This academic achievement is known as a variable. Because of that, you are thinking that some of the reasons their academic achievement or success is not the up to the mark. So this is the why the problem. So these are mentioning in your title. Just to study the academic achievement of the marginalized students. Because of that, you think that you have the knowledge gap from the previous articles that their academic achievement is not good as with the normal students. The knowledge gap means it is the root of your problem. And what is your variable? Now variable it is your academic achievement. And what is your sample? Means sample means it is your population. It is the marginalized students means it is your population. And from that population, you are selecting the sample because it is not problem. You are not possible to all the marginalized population you will taking as a sample. So from the population, you are taking the selecting group as a sample. So these are the problems. These are the titles which you answer in your rationale of the study. Why this problem? Why this variable? Why this sampling? If you give the strong justification in your writing, then we approve you for conducting the present study. So, rationality of your study is the most important for the any research work now. Now, how you conducting and how you writing the review of literature. The next part, I will discussing how you conducting or writing the review of literature. Everything I will tell you with my experience, not from the bookish knowledge. It is my opinion, if you accept or not, but it is my opinion, and I will reflecting my ideas to all of you. The first you choose your topic and you define your research question as a title. But here you are not writing your or you are not write the statement of the problem. First you choose the topic. Say for example, this is a marginalized student, and you thinking your problem is to study the academic achievements of the marginalized student. That is the define your research question. When you are use the Google search, then Google always asking you write the question. Means it is the searching. Then you type this that to study the academic achievement of the marginalized. Then so many articles in your display screen. So first it is the topic. Then you define your research question. The second important point is now. Because in our tech-heavy educational system, that when you searching one word, that is the information explosion in your devices now. Lots of information is in your devices that creates the problem in your mind. And basically, you follow that one path URL, research gate, or any other path. Majority of that also follow the same path. And then the guide or the evaluator write in your research proposal, it is copied from that URL, but this path now. Because of that, or we are using the common platform. But it is not a negative of your side. Initially, when you are stuck with this research during this pandemic situation, because it is difficult to purchase all the research article or the research journal. Is it not possible? That it will give some, it will have some restriction to getting the information, free information to the online. So for this reason, that you try to select the database. Second point is select the database you will use to conduct your research. First, you choose a topic and define your research question. Second, you select the database you will use to conduct your research. Means this database, so it is easy to find out the literature. So these are the, nowadays in this pandemic situation, how you conducting or writing your review of literature. So you have prepared a database and you are use this data for conducting your research now. So what are the purpose of it? The purpose of this literature to understanding of current research in a particular field before carrying out a new investigation. Means there is the knowledge gap. The understanding of current research. When we are searching, just few months, 6 months before, that when we are searching the research problem, that everywhere we are finding that majority of the research on online teaching during this pandemic situation, online teaching during this pandemic situation. That is the only problem we are is the existing in the Google site. Everybody try to give the new investigation about the online teaching is effective or not during the pandemic situation. The current research in a particular field, before carrying out a new investigation, to find out what research has already been done and identify what is unknown within your topic. This is the most two important part in here now. What research already have been done and what is unknown within your topic. This is the knowledge gap. Then your research problem is high quality of the educational research. High quality educational research. This is it maximize your relevance, originality, and impact of your research. Why I am telling you now? Because of that, when you are doing anything, you are wasting you don't wasting your time. 6 months, it is also a very important for you. Because of that, you feel it. You contribute in our society that your research is a utility oriented. Your research is also application oriented. Your research also action oriented research. the better contribution to our society because it is a 6 month, but it is also a effective for the researcher also. It is my opinion, but everybody will come that doing your dissertation work. Sir, please finish my dissertation work by completed my the theory. Only we want to degree now. Obviously, you join in this MA education for getting the degree. Okay, a few of the students they feel it, they do it, really the quality of it for the better practice, better understanding of the research for the future. Then I feel it that your topic should be relevant, your topic should be original and obviously impact for the society. So review of literature giving inform the methodology, maximize the innovation, avoid the duplicative research, and ensure professionalism of your research work. So review of literature is nothing but a survey. What type of survey? It is the scholarly survey. It is the academic survey. It is the scholarly sources on a specific topic of yours. When you are taking 6 months for your research problem, you will expect that it should be published in the journal. I hope it is my opinion. We try my scholar, but there is the limitation of the rules now because as per Ignou's rules, that we are selecting only the 5 scholars per session. But every guide they are selecting the 5 scholars. So you are more than 50. So there are the 10 scholars, the 10 guide or supervisor. So it is as a PhD. I distribute the 50 students for the 10 scholars now. But there is one question. When you submit the dissertation work now, you are not worried about this part. You are not hurrying with this part. Because of that, it is a second year activity. But it is video now. It is start with the second year now. But you are the students. It maybe you are joining the you are enrolled in the January or June. Your January or June batch. You are enrolled in the month of January or June. June. Okay. Yes, yes. We are June. June. So that some of the schedule for the submission of your dissertation is now that after the completion of the 1 year, you are eligible for the sit in the government exam. Means 2020 June you enrolled, so you are eligible for first year government exam. It is the June 21 now, and second year you are eligible for the 22 June. 22 June. So before that means 22 June means before March of 22 or September, you are submitting your research proposal for taking approval from the regional center. But it is a backlog now. Now it is a backlog because you are not clear your term and examination till now, and there is a no decision for in which month they will taking your exams now. But actually, will submit your research proposal before the term and exam in the second year now. And after the getting your approval from the regional center, they will submit within a 6 months the final dissertation paper to the regional center, not the study center. What I am telling you now, that for this dissertation, we are only guide to you now, but every assessment will done by the regional center, by the external evaluator. And if it is not approved, your research proposal, then another 1 year is taking more now. It is not for the study center. It is not by the PIC we get the responsibility. Because you are directly submit to the regional center, and regional center they assist by the external member and send to you that your research proposal is approved or not approved. If it is not approved, then you are need for the another year. So, and again also I am repeating you because of that dissertation, it is the more important because it is the dissertation, it is also evaluated by your external member, by the regional, your thesis paper, as well as also Viva also. But last few months, the Viva on the online, but in future what will be, I do not know. But it is a very, very careful for your preparation of your research proposal and also the dissertation paper. Because of that, there is no opportunity for conducting how to write the research proposal in academic schedules now. Majority of the students, they do not know how to prepare the research proposal, and guide is not taking any responsibility for the writing of your research proposal. You are prepare your research proposal and you submit our study center your area of research and the title. Then on the basis of your area of research, we are selecting as a board that which guide we are allotting to you now. Because we are not expert on the area. The expert only will conducting that area. And they, if we feel that this is the important part of that, if your research proposal is very clear, why this problem, why this variable, why this sample, then the initially guide will accept to you for the signature to submit to the Vikas Bhavan or regional center. means without any guide signature, it will not submit to the because Bhavan, they are not accepting it. So if you are satisfied with your guide answer, then only you will sign that research proposal and then you will submit to the because Bhavan. It is not like that you are submitting your assignment in our study center. You are not submitting your research proposal in study center. You are submitting direct to the Vikas Bhavan or regional center. So, for this reason, I am taking this educational research MES 16 to give you the idea how you write the research proposal. And for this reason, I am talking about this part, how to write the rationale of the study is now. So this is the important part of this, that review of literature and organize the selecting your paper or your research. So this is the most important part of your review of literature, and the review of literature is the most important for giving this answer of these three answers. Why you choose this problem? What are the different variables you are used in your research problem? And what type of samples you are used in your research problem? Okay, thank you. This is the important part of your review of research literature. And next day, I will talking about the how to write the research proposal, and this is the last class I hope for this academic counseling schedule is now. Okay, then I hope we enjoy it. I do not know you can understand or not, but I try to give you the information about the how to write the research proposal step by step now. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I did this now. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so